you're prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees, and I may fall as I'm so close to the end.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Turf Moorhouse TV. Now obviously we did recently do our predictions for the championship. First and foremost, I just want to say a massive apology to some of the fans. I did go into that a little bit blindly. I mean, since we've been in the Premier League for a good number of years now, about 2 seasons after we went up, I thought, I'll keep a tabs on it because then we can see what's going on. After about 6.5 years, 7 years in there, it was almost a case of, right, why am I focusing on the championship anymore? So I did go into that blindly with some of the predictions. And I'm hoping that this one's going to be a little bit more closer. But again, it's just all opinions. It's all opinions. And as people say, opinions are like arseholes. We've all got one. So without further ado, this is the Premier League predictions. And as I say, we are going to start similar format to how we started the championship one. We are going to work our way from the bottom of the division all the way up to the top. Now, first and foremost, I do just want to add that obviously recently Burnley's biggest fan and most loyal supporter, Derek Rocky Mills, did pass on in the last couple of days. Our thoughts do go out to his family and to his friends. He was massive Burnley fan. His war cry was heard, I think, pretty much around all 4 quarters of the stadium. So, yeah, a massive respect to his thoughts go out to his family and friends. And yeah, you'll be sadly missed, Rocky. All the best. And as it says there, you will always be a Claret, and without a shadow of a doubt, I'm sure you will live on through your kids and grandkids. So keep doing what you're doing and up the Clarets, mate. That said, we here on YouTube can be found on other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. Here is pretty much where you can find us. So yeah, please do go check us out on all those social media platforms. As you can see underneath where it says Prem Predictions, they are there as well. It is a little bit minute, that. But we are on podcast platforms as well, and the podcast platforms will be coming back real soon. We will be back with the podcasts when the match previews come back. So check us out on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Anyway, a couple of comments before we get started. John is in the chat. Big John's in. He says, big up. How you doing? He says, big up, mate. Hope you're well. I'm all right. I'm all right, mate. I'm not too bad. I am not too bad. RIP Rocky, thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends. Well said, mate. Well said. Rich says, hi all. Hope you are well, Rich. Looking forward to finding out where Manchester United sit in this. All will be revealed. All will be revealed. Jags is in. How are you? Hope you are well as well, mate. The Big Six will still be the Big Six this season. That will not change. And it will still be Man City and Liverpool fighting for the top to win it all. Well, there's his prediction. There is his prediction. And Rich says, probably. Yeah, no doubt about it. Spencer's in, evening. He says, evening, you're not going to be upsetting us, are you? Stay tuned to find out. Stay tuned to find out. You never know where you will be. Rich says, Spurs to overtake Chelsea. Interesting. Spurs have been doing the biz. And Joan's in as well. Hope you're well, Joan, or Joanne, however it's pronounced. Please, inform me if I'm just the way it's spelled. It says Joan, but it says evening to yourself. And as I say, please, if you haven't already and you're new to the channel, please drop a subscription on us. And it's free and it helps the channel grow. So please do that. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified, and drop a like on this video as well, because we all got, I think, potentially going to be predicting League One and League Two as well. So I'm expecting a lot of hate from a lot of the fan bases in the next coming weeks. And John says, where do Burnley finish this year? You big shithouse. I put us 8th in the Championship one. I predicted us to finish 8th. So obviously, next season, Burnley will be in it, mate. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry. Right, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. So this is the Premier League predictions. And as you can see there, Thomas Tuchel, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and Antonio Conte. Are they going to be the top 4? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. Let's get into it then. Bottom of the division starting first. As I say, we are going to work our way from the bottom to the top and see where we take it from there. So I've predicted in last position, Bournemouth. Now, Scott Parker already has a relegation under his belt with Fulham. And I just don't think Bournemouth have really strengthened enough so far. As I say, so far. That's why I'm making use of the fact that I'm doing this now. It all could change by the fact that transfer deadline day comes about. But I just feel Bournemouth, again, they're a bit like Fulham, and they're too good for the Championship. But it's it's one of those where they're not that great in the Premier League. Jag says, what do you think of Burnley's new signing? I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. A player that was linked with West Ham a good few years back for 11 million. We managed to snap him up for 600k. Must be doing something right. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Good bit of business, and it's practically pocket money in today's society. 600k. And John says, so outside the Premier League there. I've got an itchy nose, mate. I swear. 20th Bournemouth, long story short, but getting Friedrichs and Rothwell tells us we need to know. Feel sorry for the fans. Exactly. It's just sort of buying tired and tested players. It's not a case of getting any decent quality in. Mark says as well, Mark's in. Hope you're well, Mark. He says, hi, mate. Had to wipe my eyes. Dan doing Premier League content. It's been a while, mate. It's been a while. And John there with a laughing emoji. So, yeah, Bournemouth take 20th spot in the Premier League prediction. Joining them in relegation. Now, this one could be controversial, but I'm sorry. I'm just calling it as it is. Leeds have now set to lose Rafinha. They're set to lose, they have lost Calvin Phillips to Manchester City. So they've lost them 2 main midfielders, really. I mean, if Bamford gets glass ankles again, he's practically, Leeds are just going to crumble. It won't surprise me if they potentially finish bottom. But by the way, people, get your predictions in. Let us know who you've predicted for these positions for 19th, for 20th, etc. John's in the chat as well. Big Bad John's in. He says, evening, Dan, sitting in the park, enjoying the show. Hey, that's nothing better than that. John says, Everton 19th, Leeds 18th. Interesting. John's saying good evening to Mark. And Mella says, 19th Leeds, 100% agree with you. They cannot replace Phillips and Rafinha. I don't think they will. I think they will struggle. I think they'll be in for a bit of a torrid time this season. Jesse Marsh, as I say, it was just that lateness, the togetherness that got them got them their survival last season. This season, that's it. It's going to be one season too far for them, and they'll be back down into the Championship with aplomb. Next up, joining them, I have gone for Fulham. As I said earlier, similar to Bournemouth, they have got a cracking squad. Absolutely pissed the Championship, but not good enough for the Premier League. And is this where, if we are going to see Fulham stay up, it's on the basis of Mitrovic basically firing on all cylinders in the Premier League, which is going to be a struggle because, okay, he scored a ridiculous amount of goals in the Championship last season, but when it comes to the Prem, he sort of crumbles. I mean, look, there's only certain players like one-hit wonders. Let's have a look. You've got Amir Zaki at Wigan, Michu that were at Swansea. Mitrovic, when he comes to the Premier League, just goes, and that's it. His arse falls out. Spencer, as expected, has gone for Forest 18th. John says, I have Fulham 20th, mate. Fair play. But yeah, so they're my three for relegation. I think Fulham, Leeds and Bournemouth are going to be the ones that entertain the drop. Mella says 18th, Everton. They were 4 points above Burnley and they got lucky wins at times. Yeah, I'm sure they won't want to be there again. Which is, that's my thinking anyway. Oh, pardon me. So just staying up by the skin of their teeth, I have gone for Ralph Hasenhüttl's Southampton. Southampton, for me, are a team that have dodged the relegation zone season in, season out. I mean, last season, I tipped them to go down, I think, because they had... Basically, they lost Ings, they lost Vestergaard. The only person they managed to keep hold of in terms of any decent quality was James Ward-Prowse. And he only crops up with a goal when it comes to having a free kick in dangerous positions. And luckily for them, it kept them up last season. And I don't know. I just think that Southampton, they're a team that have been trying to stay. A bit like Palace had in recent years, but then they saw a bit of progression. Vieira came in, went on a bit of a walloping run. Southampton, you're not going to get that. They get these raggy results here and there, but I think next season, with how teams have strengthened, Southampton aren't going to get them. John says that's a shout. Mate. Mark says Leeds to finish bottom, Bournemouth 19th, Everton 18th. Fair play. Mella's gone for Notts Forest in 17th. Not bad. Jones says Brentford will struggle. They may go down despite signings. Southampton to go down. And Jag says as well, I can see Brentford going down too. See, I can and I can't. Brentford's a tough one. Brentford is a tough one. But we'll get on to Brentford when we get there. Evening, everyone, the missus says. So, evening to yourself, even though you're only upstairs. But, thank you, everyone, as well, for giving up your time to watch tonight. Really do appreciate it. So, 16th. I've gone for Forest. And I know that people were thinking, come on, when are you gonna show Forest? When are Forest actually going to come up in terms of on this list? There you go. 16th position. I just think that the reason Forest will stay up is because it'll be that where, how do I say it? The media will big Forest up just because of their history. And that's how they'll grind a result out, because the fact that they'll be built up, their ego will be so boosted that's what will keep them up. And if it is, Forest, for me, probably will be one of those teams that next season, after this, could be in dire straits with second season syndrome. So yeah, I'm going to say Forest. I'm going to say Forest 16th. Jade's in the chat. She says, hi, Dan and chat. Hope you're well, Jade. Hope you are well. Everyone's saying evening to Kate. Mella has gone for 16th Fulham, too many goals in that team. Well, there was in the Championship, but whether there is in the Premier League is a completely different kettle of fish. John says, well, I think Forest could do well this season. Who knows? They could be an unknown quantity. They are an unknown quantity. I just think that the media is going to literally tongue piece their arse all season, and that's how they're going to stay up for me. Into 15th then, I've gone for Brentford. Now, you could say, you could swap all three of those round. Forest, Brentford, and Southampton. You could you could literally swap all three around numerously. I think those three are going to be either one of those three are going to stay from the drop, just above. And I've gone in this order. I just gone off Brentford last season. Okay, they'll be without Ericsson. They'll be without that bit of firepower in midfield. But yeah, I don't know. I think Brentford they've got that. Is it Adam Hickey joining them? I think he's a good young player, Scottish lad coming from one of the foreign leagues, and he'll be pretty decent. 14 million is not a bad piece of business for him. Brad's in as well. Brad's in the chat. Forest 16th. Well, you'll be interested. I've already said Leicester, mate. I've already said Leicester. I'm only joking. As Mark says about Fulham, they've lost Fabio Carvalho. John says swap Forest with Brentford. Mella says 15th. Crystal Palace, no more Gallagher. No, but sometimes one player doesn't make a team, and we'll see. Obviously, depending on who they bring in between then. Mella says they're getting Andreas Pereira from Manchester United to Fulham, and John says from 15th down to 20th, going to be really close, mate. Yeah, I think we are in for another difficult season down the bottom end of the Premier League. Mark says that's a downgrade. Well, I agree. Brad, of course, being a Leicester supporter, would say Forest in 20th. Of course he would. And everyone just again saying hello. On to 14th then. And I've gone for Everton. I think last season will have scared them drastically. And, all the talks of a takeover and money to be, potentially spent before the window's out. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with all the Ken Wright stuff? However, as I say, I do think that last season will have, put some fire in the bellies of Everton. And 14th isn't bad. It's still progression on the season before. But I don't know. That's why I've gone for a bit of mid-table mediocrity with them. Mark and everyone's just talking, saying hi to everyone. John says, need to run, mate. Take care. I'll catch up later, pal. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem at all. Hope you have a great evening, whatever you're up to. And I'm sure I'll see you about soon. Not a problem, mate. Mella says 14th, Aston Villa. Even we beat them twice. Well, you never know, mate. You never know. It's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. I'm sure the higher up we go, there'll be a few people going, whoa, that's a bit like, whoa, how have you come to that solution? But John says there as well. But everyone, please smash a like on this video. Please do. Drop a like on the vid. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, absolutely fantastic, brilliant. It really means the world of good. And hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of any videos. The Kate says, that's fab news, Mark. Life's too short to hang around. Brad says, evening, Kate, hope you're well. Everyone having a good natter with each other. 14th, Wolves. 14th, Wolves, Brad says. I mean, don't think the Wolves fans will be happy with that. But this season's going to be strange. This is going to be strange with the World Cup slap bang in the middle of winter. It's going to be madness. And yeah, obviously, chinwag galore is going on. John says Aston Villa. I've purchased a lot of players, but I can't see them doing well. 13th. It's all about whether they gel, isn't it? Whether they can be, work together as a team. Funnily enough, 13th, I have gone for Crystal Palace. Did really well, blew everybody out of the water, really. Another team that people thought Vieira's going to come to the Premier League. It's not going to work. Since Roy Hodgson left, it's going to sort of kick them where it hurts and they could falter. And they didn't. There was a surprise package last season and did really, really well. Start the season in abundance. And again, I expect them to be in and around a mid-table position. So 13th for Patrick Vieira's boys. Yes, okay, they are without Conor Gallagher, but I'm sure they will have many other talents coming in where is needed. Brad's having his trip to centre halves, I see in the chat. Mella says 13th Wolves. I don't know where the goals will come from. No, that is true. That's true. Brad says agree, Palace 13th. Nice to have some agreements in the chat. Always nice when people agree. Palace I've gone for in 13th. I thought it'd be interesting. Next up then, 12th. And I know a few people have said, I think Mella said 13th Wolves. 12th for Wolves. I've gone one higher. I just think, I think they've just re-signed João Moutinho on a 1-year contract. Again, I know what you're saying. I don't know where the goals are going to come from after losing Raul Jimenez. They're probably expecting Fabio Silva to come on in leaps and bounds. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So 12th, if they have a positive team effort, 12th is a commandable position for Wolves. And Brad says here, unpopular choice, but Newcastle for him. Interesting indeed, Brad. Interesting indeed. On to 11th then. And we have gone for Brighton. I think this was another one that I predicted for relegation last season. I got the wrong B, obviously. It was Burnley. But, I don't know. Graham Potter, something about him, and I'm not going to go into it because I'm not going to have the Graham Potter wankfest. I don't want that. I'm calling it as it is. He's done pretty well while at Brighton. And again, mid-table mediocrity. It's not a bad position. Not a bad position. Brighton fans last season, I can understand why Graham Potter was pissed off. Because Brighton fans were like, oh, why are we not doing better? No. You are where you are. That's it. Mid-table is not a bad position at all. Deal with it. Mella says 12th, Southampton, 11th, Newcastle. Interesting. Kate's talking about positive notes and decent weather in centre halves. I'll leave that one to it. Mark's gone Brighton for 8th. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Graham Potter in 11th. Mark, I do need to chat to you actually. So I'll drop you a message once everything's finished because I do need to ask you about something. So from 11th into comfortable mid-table position, and people may say, why the heck have you put them so high, so low, so high? There's going to be people that think all of this. Brad said Brighton 9th in the chat as well. But yeah, Aston Villa in 10th. I just think, but I think it was either John or Mella said earlier that Aston Villa aren't gonna be, are their signings going to gel? Are they actually going to perform as a team? We've seen with a lot of teams that Mark, I can't. I've got to jump onto another show when I'm done. If I have got time, I will send it and just have a quick chat. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. Brad says Villa 10th is a fair shout. Mella says 10th West Ham, 0 squad depth. I can see that. Kate says I reckon Newcastle will be top 10 after the recent signings and obviously the newest owners in Gudusi and all his mob. But yeah, 10th position for Aston Villa. Do you think Aston Villa fans will be happy with that? I mean, I would be. I mean, we're not in the division anymore, so of course I would be. But yeah, 10th for Aston Villa. 9th then. We're into the top 10 now. And in 9th, I have gone pretty much like Mella said, West Ham, zero squad depth. I've gone for 9th though. I think they will, at least finish in that top 10 position. They're not a bad side. Nobody expected West Ham to be the animal that they have been. I mean, David Moyes, you know what? Fair play to you. Fair play to you. Everyone thought your career had gone down the shit pan once you left Everton, took over in Fergie's boot. She wasn't given enough time. And okay, it didn't work out for you in your first spell at West Ham, but you've gone back a second time and you've nailed it. You've nailed it. I'm not being funny, but everybody else's club would have took the route that West Ham has had in recent years. So fair shout to West Ham. 9th position, I do not think is bad at all for them. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of West Ham fans that would be happy with that, maybe. We will see. We'll see. Mella says 9th, Brentford, long throw-ins. They bullied us. Oh, I wouldn't have gone that high with Brentford. Definitely not. And moving swiftly on then to 8th. Now, this is a controversial one. It's a controversial one because you're going to have... I'm basically going to be pulled around like a Stretch Armstrong here with this one. You're going to have people saying, why have you put Newcastle up in 8th? Okay, they've made signings. Okay, they got out of the relegation and things like that. But, to get that high, you're expecting them to have instant success. And, yeah, potentially, yeah. They've got this good togetherness at the moment. You saw it in the squad photos at the end of matches. Are they going to keep that up? Are they going to keep that going? A lot of things have gone right with Newcastle at the moment. And I think 8th isn't a bad position. It isn't a bad position because it's higher than what they've finished. It gets them still up there. But I just think, yeah, there's going to be people saying, nah, you've got that one wrong. And there's going to be people saying 8th. No, we could be a bit higher. I don't know. This is a tough one, and I was torn between this and the next club for the positions that I was putting them in. Let's have a look at what people are saying. Brad has said 8th Arsenal. Mark says no way. Brentford 9th. Mella. James is in the chat. We did put Everton. I think it was 14th. Would you be happy with that? Would you be happy with that? Of course, obviously, the money that Everton have had, you'll want, a bit of success similar to Newcastle. But 14th, would you be happy? Would you snap someone's hand off now if they offered you that? Mark says Newcastle 6th. Mella says in 8th he'd go for Leicester. I don't know why it's not coming up. There we go. John says West Ham 8th, Newcastle 9th. So swapping them round, fair shout. Jag says Newcastle should be 11th or 12th on your list. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Fox is in. Hope you're well, Foxy. Hope you are well. I think Leeds, I'll wait to see who they sign first. Rumoured of Sinistera, who's a perfect replacement for Rafinha. As of right now, I'd agree bottom 3. Fair shout, mate. Fair shout. James says 14th sounds about right. I agree with that prediction, Dan. I wouldn't take 14th, to be honest, but it's better than 16th. There you go. I'm glad that we've got a lot of people agreeing this time because I really did piss a lot of people off in the Championship. The Championship prediction video has gone way over 1K views. I have seemed to have pissed off the Hull City and Coventry City fan bases with my predictions. But you know what? Who doesn't love a bit of controversy? It's a prediction. It's guesswork. It's guesswork. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. It doesn't hurt anyone. I'm not going to be put in jail for it. So, it's just what we think, how we think it will pan out. I mean, there's a reason I finished bottom of the prediction league last season. So, I don't know why I do these in the first place. But yeah, glad that you're happy with that, James, 14th. Although you wouldn't take it. So yeah, 8th Newcastle going into 7th then, and I've gone for Brendan and Leicester. I mean, Brad, if you're still in, 7th good enough. For me, okay, you've not got any European competitions to play in, and I think this season for you as fans, I know you and Chris have said it quite a lot, that this is a defining season for Brendan now. If it doesn't turn around, there's a good chance that we could see Brendan leave Leicester City. So obviously you don't want it to be almost pinned on what the manager does, but would you be happy with a seventh place finish? I mean, I would be. Joan says Manchester United 6th. I really think they won't finish higher. Leicester 7th. I agree. No Europe. Rich is in the chat. He says that player announcement with The Rock was elite. And you know what? Fair play. Since Dash has gone, things have just gone behind the scenes. Have gone quality. You know, the admin and media team, they've been doing the business with it. So yeah, I thought it was quite funny with that. But yeah, fair shout. If you wasn't in, I think where did we have Palace? I'm not too sure. I think we had Palace around 14th, 15th. Whether you'd be happy with that, I'm not sure. But let me know. Mella says 7th, Brighton. Ooh, really? I mean, are you sure? I know they did well towards the arse end of last season, but 7th next season? Big call, Mella. Very big call. On to 6th. And I've gone for Arsenal. Rich says 10 to 12. 10th and 12th for Palace. Where did I put you? Hold on, let me have a look. Where did I put Palace? Find out for you. There it is, 13th. I know you said 10 to 12, so I put you in 13th. Hopefully that's not too bad, and you're happy enough with that. Fingers crossed anyway. Fingers crossed. But yeah, 6th, Arsenal. I mean, some of the signings they've made, I've not heard of them. I've never heard of them. I mean, nobody even heard of Tomiyasu, and to be fair, he's done all right. You know, and let's sign Jesus. Jesus Christ, you do need Jesus. You are needing Jesus to, you know, at least create some sort of miracle in your club. Can we call them Arsenal anymore? Are they practically Gabriel FC? Yeah. Arsenal can keep throwing money at transfers and stuff left, right, and centre, but it just doesn't work. And if anything, they should be envious of their rivals who have done some absolute quality business. So yeah, I've gone for Arsenal 6th. I'm sure that means Arteta will get a contract extension come January or something like that. Usually happens for them around that time. On to 5th then. And I have gone for Manchester United. You could potentially swap Arsenal and Manchester United round. Eric Ten Hag's Manchester United. Would United fans be happy with 5th place? I know you want Champions League, and in Ten Hag's first season, basing it on that it is his first season as manager, would you be happy with 5th place? Mella says, I agree, Arsenal in 6th. Foxy says, Brighton. Why is that not coming up again? Sorry about that. It's just typical. I'll press it again. It'll probably go off. Brighton, a lot depends on scoring more goals. They play amazing football, even against the elite. They've signed well so far with Undav and Akiso. Yeah, they have. But again, how many times, they signed Morpé, who was firing on all cylinders, and then it just went to shit. So let's see what happens. Niall's in the chat. He says, big up, Daniel. Big up to yourself, mate. Mark says, United fourth. Fair shout. John says, United fans want at least third. Not going to happen. I agree with that. That I can agree with. Niall says, why not wait 2 weeks before the season to do this, mate? Because that's what most people are doing, mate. Waiting 2 weeks before the season starts. Starting early just looks daft, in my opinion, to predict. Well, now, here's the thing. Why would I start putting a video out doing predictions that everybody else is going to be doing the same thing at the same time? So nobody's going to be watching them channels because people are going to be watching their own favourite channels, etc., because they're all being done at the same time. Why not throw them out early? Why not? It may look daft in your opinion, but it's just, again, this is just an opinion. This is just an opinion. This is just where people are putting stuff. So it doesn't matter whether it's 2 weeks before or whether in 2 weeks' time I did the video. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change my opinion on what I'm thinking now. So, is what it is. Is what it is. Whether there's new signings, whether there's people leave, whether Ronaldo fucks off or anything, I couldn't give a shit. James says Man United, Arsenal, and Leicester in that order. I agree. John says Spurs and Chelsea are far better than United. Oh, way stronger. United can buy all these young players that are coming through, but it's not gonna. They're not going to be hitting the first team. There must be something going on behind the scenes when you've lost Pogba. Ronaldo apparently wants out. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Manchester United under Ten Hag. Now says, plus signings will get made, better off waiting 2 weeks before the season starts. As I said, and then what good's that going to do? So I barely get people. Don't matter. Doesn't matter. Jag says, I say Arsenal should be fifth. Fair play. Mark says he can do what he wants, and plus, why don't you try putting yourself in front of a camera? Well, I agree. I do agree. Ten Hag does need time and patience to fix the team, but patience isn't associated these days in football, unfortunately, especially at Manchester United. They're basically the top six Watford. If it's not working out, we'll see if the next one coming along will get it sorted. Nothing's going to change. At the moment, you're going at an alarming rate, a bit like Spurs have over previous seasons. You've sort of stagnated. You need to let the boss bring his own identity, his own players. Get rid of this deadwood that wants to just traipse their arse around for Manchester. Our player for Manchester United. Don't traipse your arse around. Get involved. Get in the game. Anyway, is what it is. Now says, because some content creators are waiting 2 weeks before it because signings will have bedded in by then. Well, they're not going to have bedded in. They might have come in and held a shirt up and done a few training sessions. It don't mean that they're not going to get kicked or injured in the first game. No one knows now. It's all a matter of opinion, mate. Mel says, I'm worried about Everton. You finished 16th for a reason, unfortunately. I don't know. I think James will probably be in the same mindset, Mella, that anything better than 16th is a bonus. And obviously, with everything over their heads regarding the takeover, that could be massive for them as well. And as I say, United have huge problems behind the scenes. Last three managers couldn't fix the toxicity. Totally agree. Couldn't have put it any better myself. And as I said there, James says, I'm always worried about Everton. The sooner we get the board gone, the better. See, pretty much what I said. As Mark says there, YouTube is fucking hard to do, and it is. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it's gut wrenching. Sometimes I plan to do a video and I panic. My intro starts and I think, if this goes wrong, that's it. It's live, it's out there. So it is what it is. Now says, I'm not having a go at you, mate. It's my opinion, which I'm entitled to. Don't need to agree with me. Yeah, I know, but I just think there's an opinion. There's an opinion on where teams go, and there's an opinion on telling somebody that their content should be a date that basically is in line with everybody else. You know, I'm not going to be a sheep. I'm not going to follow the crowd. I'll do my videos at my time, at my pace, on my fucking channel. Simple as that. I'm sorry, but yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, simples. I'm always Sorry, we read that. We read that, didn't we? Kate says, "Why be a sheep? Exactly. Why be a sheep and copy what everyone else is going to do? Keep smashing the content." Yeah, and I'll try. I'll keep trying as long as everyone's happy with it. Max says, "You gutted about Weghorst or not really? A guy that's made 20 odd appearances and scored 2 goals apparently has a trademark celebration, which we never saw. I hope he does go to Besiktas and absolutely tears a new arsehole there, and they sign him permanently. I think anybody that spits their dummy out about not wanting to play in the Championship, whether there's a World Cup round the corner or not, his own World Cup manager has told him, don't go to the Turkish league. I'd rather see you firing on all cylinders in the Championship than going to Besiktas. But players will do things that they want to do. And if it bites him in the arse, then it's his own fault. It's his own fault. I think he's pissed a lot of our fan base off. And technically, he's a brilliant player. But it just hasn't worked out. Just hasn't worked out. Mella says, basically, like, fingers crossed, pal, Wayne Rooney's available to help as manager. Do you think he'll come in, James, in some capacity now that Duncan Ferguson's sort of, gone on to try and find first-team football? And Niall says, yeah, I know, okay, I know everyone has their opinions and say this and that. I did hear some people doing it 2 weeks before. And yeah. Him or Sean Das, more likely Mella knowing us. Well, you never know. You never know. Niall says, great video. Cheers, pal. Neil Fletcher says, I think Man United will struggle to make 5th, 7th or 8th for me. Let's hear the big 4 then. We will get on to that big 4 without a shadow of a doubt. Last 2 comments before we move on to that. I don't think Weghorst will be missed, to be honest. However, if Burnley do go back up straight away, he'll kick himself. No, he won't kick himself. He'll be like, oh, I'm in the Premier League, back as a Premier League player. No, you won't, because we will sell you. We will ship you out the door. You've done naff all. You're not even willing to buy in to the new manager's philosophy because you want out straight away. For me, I want him gone. Now's changing his tune. You're better off starting it early, Daniel. That's why it's not clashing with other channels. Yeah. Rooney will wait until a suitable job becomes available. A Championship club that isn't in financial trouble is ideal for him to go to. Yeah, I'd say so. Fair shout. Neil, I will give you your wish. The top 4 to be unveiled. I have gone for Chelsea in 4th. Okay, they have lost Lukaku. Andreas Christensen has gone to Barcelona on a free as well. I don't know. I think obviously the other the 3 above them in Spurs, Liverpool, and City. I just think that they're a lot stronger than what Chelsea are. Chelsea will have games where they will falter, and we saw with Chelsea where they're a bit like a 1-0 merchant. They get the odd 1-0 game here and there, and for me, that that's what's going to keep them in 4th. I'm sorry, my trailer thought's gone. I do apologise. 3rd in the list, I've gone for Spurs. Now, 3rd and 2nd is going to be very, very interesting, and I'm going to call it now. Going to be very, very close on points. Very close on points. Antonio Conte has been given free reins at Spurs, and it's what it's been needing for a long time now. Some of the signings that Spurs are making, on top of the fact that they've got, they brought in Kulusevski, and he hit the ground running to be straight away. And they've got. I think they brought in Perisic, Richarlison. I think they still have to Jed Spence from Middlesbrough if that one comes about. So they are willing to do the business, our Spurs, this season. Any player that is linked with a club, they're like, oh, we'll have a look as well. So they are. There's a lot of interest in Spurs at the moment, and that's why I mean Arsenal should be envious. They spunked a load of cash last season on players on a young squad. Don't get me wrong, it will develop and get better, but Spurs have bought some absolute class. Neil says Rooney will go to Everton when they sack Lampard. Yeah, I'll probably say so. Neil, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do drop a like on the video. Same with everybody in the chat. Please do. Really does help us grow, and it does support us, and we can put out better content. James says I agree. Chelsea 4th as well. John says that she agrees. Chelsea 4th. Spurs will finish above them. What's going on here? Typical on my laptop to falter. Don't forget Brentford battered Chelsea. Then they went and beat Saints 6-0. They are, there you go, yeah. Way too inconsistent. Kate says, you've got this, Daniel. Remember your last video, over 1,000 views, smashing it. Well, yeah, okay, fair play. Just take it in my stride. Take it as it comes. Take it as it comes. John says, yeah, Spurs 3rd, Liverpool or Man City, can't call it. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. As I say, Spurs and whoever I've put in 2nd, it's going to be so close on points, I think, for who gets that 2nd spot. Now says, you good to Kate. Neil says, I like Conte, but Spurs rely too heavy on Kane and Son. 4th for me and Chelsea for the title race, should they get De Ligt and a decent number 9. De Ligt would be a cracking signing. A cracking signing. Now, check out my championship prediction video and to see where I put Burnley. Mark, Bissouma, Richarlison, Perisic, they are 3 unreal signings which fit the Conte style. Okay, Richarlison's going to be banned for 1 game at the start of the season. But Perisic is going to be brilliant. Bissouma is going to be class in the centre of the park. It's all going to be eyes are going to be on Spurs, in my opinion. James says if them summer signings hit the ground running and Kane and Son kick on from last season, then Spurs can be a problem to many teams in the league. Not enough to close the gap on the top 2. No, I don't think they'll close the gap on the top 2. Sorry, but I do think that they are going to give it a really good go and put some welly in this season. Kate says, now go check out the last video to see where he puts Burnley 100%. Mark's gone. Liverpool 2nd, Liverpool, Man City 1st by a mile. City will win the league by 10 points. Interesting. So let's get on to it then. 2nd in the division. And I have gone for Liverpool. I think they'll still be there and thereabouts. City for me are going to be top dog still. John says, well, Mark, I hope you're right. James says, signing Bissouma on a cheap price is a bargain. Yeah, it is. Real steal is that. And Mark says, Spurs keep this trajectory, then next year they could be title challengers. They could. I like, the thing is, do you not find it funny how all this 5 substitution rule comes in, and yet clubs are buying all these shit hot players that all of a sudden they can bring on practically a fucking B team from the bench in 5 subs. It's just, just going to say, it favours the big clubs. Mark says losing Mane is huge. Mane is way better than... Never mind Mane. Minamino to Monaco. Jokes aside, yeah, a big loss. James says City to win it and Liverpool 2nd. I think it'll come down to the final day again. Interesting indeed. See, I don't think it will. I think it'll be Spurs and Liverpool battling it out for second spot, and City just running away with it. John says if Sterling leaves and goes to Chelsea, that may change things. City will miss him. It's true. It's true. There's more to his game. Mark says there. I'm with Mark, to be fair. I've never rated Sterling. I think, you know what? I'm going to say it. I think Sterling is an overhyped Adama Traore. Speed merchant, likes to take on players and then loses it. And then loses it for me. Controversial, but yeah, I don't really rate him. And nothing against the fella. I just don't rate him at all. Jag says, I don't like the 5 sub rule. Nah, it's a load of bollocks. As I said, favours the big clubs, mate. Favours the big clubs. And as you say there, top of the leaderboard, Manchester City are going to be champions again. And I expect them to be for a good few seasons, to be fair. Erling Haaland, I mean, again, 60 odd million for one of the world's best strikers. And they've needed a striker because they've not replaced Aguero. They've got rid of Jesus to Arsenal, so he's accepted mediocrity. But yeah, I just, Calvin Phillips. Okay, in the recent England games, he's not been the best, but he'll be a cracking little player in CDM and certainly fill Fernandinho's role to a plum. John says Sterling is class, in my opinion. Let's meet this time next year and see how he's done. There you go. We'll see. We'll see. And Mark says there, agree, Daniel, an awful footballer. Very good 100-metre sprinter, however. Exactly. Neil says there, Sterling scored nearly 80 goals in the Premiership in the last 5 years. More than guest number 9. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. It's just, as I say, for me, I just think that he would. Well, Mark's hit the nail on the head. Look at the chances. He gets a game, 15 chance a game. Give that to any number 9 and they'll score bags of goals. For him, he will take a man on, beat them, try to take him on again, beat them, and think, one last final stab at it, lose it. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think Sterling's got a bit of a love-hate fan base. Sterling scored nearly 8 goals in the Premiership, more than most number 9s. Yeah, fair enough. It does speak for itself in a nutshell. It will take Haaland some time to adapt to the Premier League. Don't see 25 to 30 goals in his first season that some people are suggesting. I don't see it, but I still think he's going to be a massive, massive help to the club. Renee as well. I haven't missed your comment. Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm fine, mate. Hope you're well as well. Let us know what you've been up to today. Mark says he wouldn't be that good if Pep wanted rid. Same as Jesus. And we saw as well at City, they got rid of Sane as well. And Sane had, a lot of suitors after him. But it is what it is. Sterling might be good for Chelsea. Time will tell. We'll see. We will see, Neil. As you say, time will tell. I'm predicting Haaland 45 games, all comps. Big statement, that, Mark. Big statement. And Renee says, where did you put Leicester? I put you 7th. So I put you in 7th. I thought, okay, you're not gonna make, fifth position your own again. But I thought 7th would be a decent position, and I'm sure you'd have been happy with that. However, that is the Prem prediction. So let's just obviously go back and have a brief run through the positions, if any latecomers that have only just come in. So, bottom of the division, we have gone for Bournemouth. Joining them wrong way. Joining them have got in relegation will be Leeds and Fulham. Just staying up, we have got Southampton, probably battling it out between Forest and Brentford. Them 3 battling it out to try and stay up very close to that bottom 5 of the table. Making their way up, I think Everton will be scared of where they finished last year and will want a better position, so 14th for them. Palace 13th, respective enough. Wolves in 12th, with Brighton in 11th, and Aston Villa making the top 10. West Ham sitting in 9th, a season of normality for them, being brought back down to earth after their recent heroics over a couple of seasons. Newcastle, the big jumpers, with all their signings, hopefully it will work out for them and jump them up to 8th in the division. In 7th, Leicester City. Arsenal 6th. Eric Ten Hag's Manchester United in 5th. Chelsea in 4th, even though they are trying to splash the cash. Spurs doing the biz, battling it out with Liverpool for 2nd. I think it'll be a very tough contest for those two. And finishing the league will be Manchester City as champions. So let's just have a look at the last few of your comments before we get going. Mark says 30 in Premier League, 8 in the Champions League, then a few FA Cup League Cups. It's true. John says, opinions make the YouTube community interesting. Great show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Really does mean a lot. Really appreciate it. Thank you. James says there as well. Bottom 3, I agree 100%, and I do think Southampton will struggle. And of course, another Leicester fan saying that Forest will be relegated. To be fair, secretly I do, just to shut them up, because now that they're back, that's all they go on about. Kate says, Rennie, I think Daniel will do a prediction update at the end of the season to see how it ended. It's going to be a shambles because I'm going to do that and the championship. And the championship one, I've had a lot of hate for. So we will see. We will see. It'll be Haaland versus Vardy. Oof. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. As I say, it is all about opinions. It is all about, it's just guesswork. Absolute guesswork. Mark, yes, I will drop you the link. I will send you the link in a minute. Not a problem, pal. And then obviously it'd be nice to get you on ASAP because I'm on another video at 9 o'clock. Saying that, 9 o'clock, head on over to Statman Stubbs' football channel on YouTube. He is doing a Premier League quiz. I will be over there, funnily enough, with a shit ton of Liverpool fans. The only one that's not a Liverpool fan in there. Everyone else is obviously from Merseyside, and then you get me, commoners muck northerner, from Lancashire. So it should be interesting. 9 o'clock over on Steve Stubbs' channel. You can find me there. I will be back with some more videos as well. We are going to be reviewing home kits and away kits of the Championship and of the Premier League as well. And there will be some other videos in the pipeline. We are not long now until the season is underway, where we get the Championship season started away at Huddersfield. And it's going to be a cracker on a Friday night. Guys, thank everybody for watching. Thanks for everyone who gave me their comments as well. Really do appreciate it. Means a lot. As I say, we'll be back with some more videos. And just before you go, if you do want to support us on our other social networks, here's where you can find us. So last couple of comments and we will get going. Rene says that they have pre-season on Saturday. Funnily enough, Burnley play Wolves. Pardon me. I've just swilled a brew very quickly. And I tried to get it done by the end of the video and nearly missed. But yeah, we play Wolves away behind closed doors on Saturday. Should be interesting. See how we get on. James says, cheers, Dan. Good predictions. Take care, mate. Take it easy, James. Take it easy, mate. Thank you very much for watching. Really does mean a lot. You guys giving up your time to just watch little old me. I really do appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. Rene says, great stream, Dan. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, as I say, it means a lot. So please do support the channel. Please do drop a subscription, drop a like on the video. Drop a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this channel. Let's get it to 500 at least. Let's get that 500 smashed and over and done with. I would be so appreciative of that. And as Kate says, I'm in awe of your edits. Well done. It always means more when your biggest critique is your biggest fan, your best friend, and your partner. So thank you very much indeed. Guys, I will be back very, very soon with another video. Take care. All the best. Stay safe. And have a good week. All the best.